is a long, emotional, smooth-paced story perfect for a 40-minute YouTube narration, written in plain paragraphs without headings, beginning with a powerful hook that immediately connects with viewers and encourages them to like and subscribe. Imagine standing in a crowded stadium, your heart pounding with pride, fear, and a lifetime of memories, yet you're too afraid to step closer. That was John Ward, a single dad janitor with calloused hands and a tired soul, watching from the very back row as his twin daughters prepared to walk the graduation stage. He didn't cheer. He didn't wave. He simply stood silently, clutching a faded cap in his rough hands, hoping no one would notice the trembling in his chest. And he had no idea that today, someone else in that crowd would see something on him that would change everything. Before this day ended, a United States Marine Corps captain would look at John, freeze in shock, and drag his entire past into the light, because of a tattoo he had spent 10 years trying to hide. If you're watching this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe, because what happens next might be one of the most powerful stories you've ever heard. John never wanted his daughters to see him as anything but steady. Life had already knocked them around too many times. Their mother had left when the twins were 9, leaving John alone with 2 crying girls and a stack of bills no one could explain. He took the night shift janitor job at the local community center because it allowed him to be home when the girls woke, and again when they returned from school. He slept in fragments, worked in silence, and lived every day with the quiet fear that he wasn't enough. But he kept going. For Emma and Lily, he would have walked barefoot across broken glass. Over the years, the girls grew into brilliant young women, Emma sharp-minded and fearless, Lily compassionate and gentle. They saw their dad dragging himself home covered in dust, smelling of bleach and old linoleum, but they never complained. They cooked meals together in their small kitchen, shared stories from school, and sometimes cried in the dark when John thought they were asleep, thanking the universe for the one parent who never broke his promises. They applied to colleges without telling him, afraid to burden him with the costs, but still hoping for miracles. And somehow, through scholarships, part-time jobs, and the unshakable determination their father had planted in them, both girls made it. Today was their graduation, but John stayed in the shadows. He wore an old jacket even though it was warm outside, hoping no one would notice the Marine Corps tattoo on his forearm, a mark from a life he abandoned long ago. Not because he was ashamed of serving. No, but because he believed he didn't deserve the honor that came with it. 10 years ago, an explosion overseas had taken his best friend, Captain Mason Hale, a man who treated him like a brother. John blamed himself for not pulling him back fast enough, even though everyone else insisted there was nothing he could have done. The guilt swallowed him whole. He left the military. He buried his past. He never talked about the tattoo, never answered the twins' questions about his scars, and never attended a single Marine event again. His life became quiet, small, hidden. As Emma's name was called, John straightened up, breath caught in his throat. She walked with a confidence he had seen her fight for, step by painful step. Lily followed moments later, smiling so big her dimples carved into her cheeks like hopeful parentheses. The crowd roared for them. John felt tears slide down his face, but he wiped them quickly, embarrassed though no one was watching him. At least, he thought no one was. Near the stage stood USMC Captain Sarah Hale, daughter of Captain Mason Hale, the man John lost. She had attended the graduation because her young cousin was in the same class. 28 years old, fierce in posture, uniform crisp, she scanned the crowd absent-mindedly. And then she saw him.